It's kind of crazy. I got two different pictures of consistency yesterday. Actually, I saw two different things. One post from a YouTuber named Hamza, if you're familiar with him, and another one just on Facebook. I don't know who it was from, but it's this image, okay? Now, the one that Hamza posted, he had a picture of himself with his physique, and he was basically saying, hey, I missed the workout yesterday, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what people think consistency is every single day, never missing a workout, a streak. But real consistency is taking a rest when you need to take a rest. And then, but over time, years of time. And he had a picture of his physique, and he said, I don't think missing my workout yesterday hurt my physique much. Do you? Okay. Now, the second picture of consistency, this one was a picture of some cups. It had two images, a bunch of cups that were all filled to the same amount, like 6 or 7 of them at the top. And it said, this is what people think consistency is. And then at the bottom, it had the same 7 cups, but one of them was more full. Some days they had less water in them. They had varying sizes, but they all had water in them, right? And it's kind of interesting because I think it's kind of a combination of both, right? It's like, I actually commented on Hamza's post, and maybe I shouldn't have, but I said, that sounds a lot like excuses to me, not consistency. And I do believe that that's true. I believe what Hamza is saying, I think it's BS. I think it's an excuse. I think, if you don't show up every day, then that's not consistency, right? It's like, yeah, some days you may not be able to give it your all, or that your all will be less. Let's put it that way. But you should show up every day. You know what I mean? But I do think that Hamza's right, is that in the sense that it is over the years, right? It's like, if you can be consistent and have a streak for like a month, that really doesn't do you much. It's really like over the years, the discipline that you forge, the results that you get from being consistent over the years, right? Now, with that said, let me tell you about today, right? So this morning, oh man, not doing good this week, right? I hate to make one of these videos again, but I really did feel like giving up again on a Monday. Seems like the Mondays, but today even more so, because I just been tired. Like, I was so tired yesterday. I was so tired today. I had to sleep in a little bit of extra sleep time. But the thing is, like, I don't know, just like when you get tired like that, you feel discouraged. And when I had to get up to do my workout today, which I knew was going to be a killer hard workout, which I just finished, by the way. I don't know how I even finished it, but it was like repeats, 300 meter repeats, like 9 of them, and an 800 meter. It was just a lot. So it was tough, right? Anyway, when I got up this morning, I really didn't want to do the workout. And I was really like, those thoughts were going through my head again. John, maybe you should quit. Do you really want to do this? Is this how you really want to live your life? Do you really want to have to do all this stuff that's just super painful that you don't like? Like, you're going to go and be on calls all day, and people are going to reject you, and it's just not going to be fun, and then you're going to be tired again, And the thing is, like, I ran up a mountain on Saturday, so that's probably why I'm tired. I've been hitting it really hard. But what I told myself was, I was like, look, what you have to do, John, is you just have to get through the day, right? And I talked about this in another video, but I think I'd like to expand on it a little bit more, because, just having the mindset isn't enough. Sometimes, no matter what, because I know the mindset, right? Because I just recorded that video, last week, where I was talking about, about this is just one day. Well, now it's 2 days, right? And now it's like last week also feeling that way. But I mean, that it lifted. But the thing about it is, what I told myself this morning was like, look, sometimes you just have to just go put your shoes on and go get out there. And yeah, you're probably not gonna be able to complete the workout today. Don't be pessimistic, John. Okay, well, all right, fine. We won't make an assumption about that, but realistically, this is gonna be brutal, okay? It's just realistic, okay? And so you're just gonna get out there and you're gonna run and you're gonna do what the workout says. And hey, if at some point you can't make the time or you have to call the workout, then at least you'll have done as much as you can. But let's see how far you can get through that workout. Let's just see one step at a time. Can you take one step, and can you just do that one step, right? And it's the same thing I tell myself with the rest of the day. I'm gonna get on the calls, right? And I'm gonna do the calls. And not only am I gonna do the calls today, but for the next month or so, or whatever it is, I'm just gonna do the calls, do what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm not gonna worry about, I'm just gonna do the best that I can, right? And by the end of this year, if I'm not seeing the results that I want, then I could reconsider things. Then I could say, okay, well, maybe I want to make a change here. But I'm gonna just keep on showing up and doing the best I can, and then I'm going to, see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to describe, but it's this form of committing where you're just saying, I'm gonna get up and do what I can every single day, right? And that's what I did this morning, right? I got the workout completely done, and I hit the times for the most part. Like, there was like just one thing that was a bit off, but for the most part, like for the bulk of what the point of the workout was, what I was trying to accomplish with the workout, hitting those 300s fast near VO2 max, I did it. I did it all, right? And so, I've got another workout tomorrow. He'll be in the gym, and then Thursday is going to be a hard workout, but I'm not worrying about that right now. I just got to get through what I got to get done today. So when I get back, take a shower, get to my desk, look and see what needs to be done, and just do what needs to be done, right? Get on the calls I need to do the best job that I can on each call. I can't control the results. I can't control the outcome. I'm just here living the life. You know what I mean? And all I have to do is really just show up and do the best I can, right? That's all we can even do. But sometimes we put all this overwhelm and stress on ourselves because we have these high expectations of ourselves, of what we need to do. And it's like, we can't do beyond what is our ability, right? And so if you're willing to face the pain, like I said, fear and pain should be your compass. And that's all you have to really will yourself to do, is to face the pain. Because if you're willing to face the pain, if you're willing to face the fear, then life will take care of itself. And so when it comes back to, coming back to consistency, what is consistency? It's literally that. It's not, I don't think it is what Hamza said. I think it's more like that second picture of the cups. I think it looks like you show up every single day, and some days that cup is not as full, right? Some days you're run down, and some days the best that you can do is just get through the day. You're not going to be able to give it, what would be your all, and other days you're gonna kill it. You're gonna knock it out of the park, right? You just can't expect that every single day that's what's gonna happen. Otherwise, you're gonna get discouraged, right? I've done some videos before on this concept that I call treading the water or holding the line, right? And what it basically is like this is, it means that sometimes if you imagine life is swimming across this really large lake, you can't swim it all in one go. You don't have the endurance for that. So sometimes you gotta swim hard, right? And then when you're exhausted, instead of just drowning, you gotta tread water. You tread water for a little bit, recover, maybe back float, okay? But you're not putting in maximal effort so that you can recover without losing ground, right? You don't want to sink. And then when you've got the energy again, then you swim again. And you might have to repeat this many, many times, right? That's a cycle of life. It's the same thing. Holding the line is this concept, very similar. It's like, in football, right? You've got basically the scrimmage line, right, where the ball is, and you don't want to lose yards, right? And so sometimes you're not going to be able to make an advancement. You might not be able to move very far forward, but can you prevent yourself from being pushed back, right? That's the way to think about it. And so in life, that's how it's going to be. Sometimes, you're not going to be able to make the progress. Shit's going to happen, right? Things are going to happen in your life financially. Things are going to take up your time. Crises are going to happen. You're going to be tired. Your motivation's not necessarily going to be there. Things are going to happen to you. And so at those times, it's very critical that you don't lose ground. You don't just stop. You don't just give up. Just like this morning, I could have said, okay, I'm just gonna not do the workout today, or I'm gonna take this week off and I'm gonna cancel my calls. And if I would have done that, what would have happened would have been I would have lost ground, right? I would have went backwards. And then the next week I would have had to try to make up that ground, and I would have been in the hole. And that's not fun. And that means that you go nowhere. And a lot of reasons why you might feel like you're going nowhere in life, and you might be going nowhere. In fact, you're making backwards progress, is because when you're busting ass hard, and you're doing that. But when you're not busting ass, you're falling back, and it's way easier to destroy things than to build them, right? It takes a long time to build a skyscraper, a really long time, a lot of people, a lot of work, a lot of equipment and machinery and resources. But you can literally blow up a skyscraper in 2 seconds. You can take a wrecking ball to it, and you can knock down, thousands and tens of thousands of hours of man hours of work in literally 10 seconds, right? That's what it is. And so you got to remember the same thing in life. In your life, is that it's very easy to destroy the progress you've made, but it's hard to make that progress, right? It's hard to actually advance, whether that be in your fitness, in your diet. Like, think about it with your diet. You can diet and eat right for weeks and lose weight, and you can gain all that weight back in 1 week time if you just let yourself go, right? That's how it is. So consistency is showing up every day and putting in whatever you have for that day, taking all the water that you have and putting it in that cup. And some days those cups aren't going to be very full, and that's okay. But it is showing up every day and not making an excuse.